One. Hello, boys and girls. We're back. Welcome to another episode of the Combat Sports Report podcast. I'm Alan. That's Simkai. We are your hosts, and we had a big weekend in terms of combat sports this weekend. So let's get right into it. Let's start first with outside of UFC
Outside of
news.
UFC, how about outside of MMA for a second? Okay. So
Yeah,
we had a big, actually, we had a couple of big boxing fights this weekend. I'll start with the least important and then I'll go up. So we had Sebastian Fundora and Sim Tsuyu. They're both very high-class boxers. Sebastian
absolutely.
is called the Towering Inferno, got a knockout over Tim Tsuyu, which is
Wow.
impressive because that guy rarely gets knocked out. It was a very good battle. Also, on that
Tim
same,
Tszyu is one of the he's one of the foremost Australian boxers. His dad
yeah,
was even a boxer. I think his dad was one of the I think his dad might have been like the first Australian champion in some of the lineages.
Tsuyu, he is a former champion, Tsuyu, but he lost.
Hmm. Yeah.
Um, and then in the main event of that one, we had Marios Barrios, who's like a WBC champion, and he
Hmm.
fought the returning Manny Pacquiao.
46-year-old Manny Pacquiao.
46 years old, and it went to a draw.
Yeah, bro. Crazy.
That was
Split draw. Freaking Manny Pacquiao at 46 is still able to compete with the current champion today. That's nuts, no?
Yeah, my cousin was telling me a little bit about that. Pacquiao is he's still got it, bro. Like he's really
Timeless. He's a
uh,
timeless like talent, bro.
yeah, honestly, I I wouldn't mind seeing him again. Like he's not one of those people that I'll just be like, "Oh, I don't need to see that again." Like, yeah, I want to see that again.
Yeah,
He Manny's like the real deal.
absolutely.
Amazing performance by him. And I'm gonna say amazing. He got a draw with a current champion. So I don't want to hear anything from anyone. So like he showed he still got a game. So,
Absolutely. Absolutely.
but
And
Allen, the biggest boxing fight.
wait, hold on. Before we even move on to that one, wasn't there we didn't I don't think we talked about Katie Taylor versus Amanda
We did,
Serrano 3.
we did not really. That was the last weekend,
Yeah,
but
but that was still freaking
that was crazy.
war. Yeah. Katie Taylor showing everybody
3
that
and
she is 3-0 against Amanda Serrano. People were talking about the winner of their fights is like considered the best female boxer of all time. So if that's the case, Katie
0.
Taylor 3-0 against second place Amanda Serrano. She's the GOAT, the greatest women's boxer of all time, aside from maybe Claressa Shields.
Yeah, I think it's Katie Taylor.
Dude, it's hard to argue against that. She's a monster.
Katie Taylor's a two division undisputed champion.
Yeah.
She won the
Claressa
lightweight.
Shields was too.
She won the lightweight undisputed titles and the super lightweight undisputed titles.
The beast, bro.
Yeah,
Wasn't Shields also a two
Shields.
weight class?
Yeah, I don't know who Shields is fighting next, but
I don't know what sport she's fighting next in.
Shields
Is
is
it MMA? Is it boxing?
no, no, no. Clarissa Shields is a heavyweight women's champion in boxing at the moment. She moved up the heavyweight for women's.
Well, how big is heavyweight for women's?
I think
Well,
it's the
weight wise?
I think it's the same as men's, maybe, or maybe a little less.
No way. 250-pound women when Clarissa Shields was at lightweight?
No, Clarissa Shields at heavyweight now.
Yeah, but she was at lightweight in PFL. She was fighting at like 155,
Yeah,
160.
I don't know. Like, but I just saw that she fought at heavyweight. That's definitely an interesting. Women's heavyweight is pretty intriguing.
Absolutely. You got Gabby Garcia, and then you got I don't know who else. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, but
The
let's get
the
to the
main event, the main boxing fight
boxing
of the
event.
weekend.
So basically, we had a rematch. So Alexander Usyk landed a really good shot in their first fight on Usyk. It was thought to be no,
Dubois did. Daniel Dubois landed it.
mind word jumbled that. So Dubois hit him kind of close to under the belt, but it wasn't under the belt apparently,
Mhm.
and knocked him down. And that kind of fueled a lot of the talks of a rematch. And if for everyone that doesn't know, Daniel Dubois knocked out Anthony Joshua in their last fight for the IBF world title.
It was a
And
fast knockout. No, it was like round two.
yeah, that was crazy. Uh,
Ace plant knockout.
Face plant knockout. So then Daniel Dubois challenged Alexander Usyk, who holds the rest of the belts, and they went for undisputed again. And this fight, Usyk knocked out Daniel Dubois. He made sure there was no question as to who won this fight.
Absolutely. What was that, round six?
Yeah, Alexander Usyk is the I think he's the greatest right now. Like,
I think there's an argument to be made that he's the greatest heavyweight champion of all time.
yeah,
He's undefeated, Olympic. He was Olympic champion, right?
yeah,
Olympic gold medalist. He is a cruiserweight, unifies the belts at
undisputed.
cruise.
He was undisputed.
Exactly. He unifies all the belts at cruiserweight, moves up to heavyweight because the heavyweight division is stagnant and nobody's fighting each other. So he's like, fuck it, I'll fix it. I'll fight everyone. He fights and beats Anthony Joshua twice, Tyson Fury twice, and now Daniel Dubois twice and beat all of them. All of them. He
Yeah,
he's still undefeated.
yeah. He's he's I don't know who can beat him. I think the next person for him might be Joseph Parker.
He has to be, bro. Joseph Parker has been getting sleeper wins over guys that like are some
Yeah,
of the best right now. He beat Deontay Wilder. He beat who else did he beat? He just beat somebody. No, he beat it was a title eliminator, I think. It's
yeah.
Joseph Parker versus fuck, who do you fight?
He fought a really good name recently. I remember.
Yeah. Did he
Oh,
fight Martin Bocoli?
he defeated Zhilei Zhang too.
Oh, that's right. He just beat Zhilei Zhang.
Yeah, he beat Zhilei Zhang. I'm looking it up right now, like as to who what was his last fight.
Did he beat Bocoli? I think he just beat
Yeah, he
Bocoli.
knocked out Piccoli in the second round.
Yeah, that's what it was. He and Bacoli, everybody who spars with Bacoli is like, yo, this dude is fucking dangerous. He doesn't even throw fast or like anything. He just throws something and you don't see it, and he just puts people out in
Yeah.
sparring. And so Joseph Parker to knock him out in like the first two rounds or whatever it was crazy. He's got to be next for Usyk. But Joseph Parker is interesting because he's also not a big heavyweight. You could see him moving down to cruiserweight too. You know, he's not massive. So it's gonna
Yeah.
be I think it's gonna be Usyk's biggest test in terms of like speed and technique, to be honest with you.
Yeah. I think
Which is crazy to say because he beat Tyson Fury twice.
yeah.
And before that, everybody was saying Tyson Fury is the best of all time. Now you got Usyk who has two wins over him.
Usyk
Look at
is
how fast the game changes.
Usyk is the best of all time now.
Of this generation, it's very hard to argue against that, especially for heavyweights. It's very hard to argue against that.
Yeah. No. I mean, and Alan, I feel like we kind of, you know what? We kind of got to give a heads up on this for all those who are watching right now, but we have it might be one of the biggest fights of all time that Dana White is helping promote with Turkey Al-Sheikh, Canelo versus uh Crawford. They're
Absolutely.
on Netflix. Netflix, for those who don't know, is also planning to be the UFC's new home.
I hope they make that happen. Oh my
That would
God,
be
bro.
really the greatest thing of all time.
I would save so much money not paying for that ESPN garbage. The
Yeah.
only reason I have ESPN is because of UFC. The only reason I would delete my ESPN subscription the same day.
I have UFC Fight Pass, but that's
Me
for
too.
everything else.
Yeah, that's for jiu-jitsu. That's for like more local shows and all that. But for it to
Yeah.
be on Netflix would be fucking nice, dude. They
Yeah.
did the pay-per-views through Netflix somehow. I don't know if there's like a buy option somewhere there
Well,
or what.
I think the Amanda Serrano one was on Netflix, and Jake Paul was also on Netflix. I think it was pay-per-view, or no, no.
Jake Paul wasn't. Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson, you could just click it for free.
No,
Um,
but Jake Paul versus Chavez was for free, I think, too.
oh, I didn't see that one, to be honest with you.
But yeah, so that's going to be big coming up in the future. Dana White is making moves outside of UFC now. I mean, okay, little shout out for Dana White before we get into Karate Combat and PFL and UFC. This guy, obviously, he created UFC, Ultimate Fighting Champion, Ultimate Fighter, Dana
Hmm.
White Contender Series, Power Slap, UFC BJJ. I mean, like the guy's on fire. Like with the
He's
he made
also
a
in a Ram commercial that that I saw yesterday. I don't know how the fuck he has time for all these commercials and ads and
he's
all
a
that, but
superhero.
that boy's getting paid, bro. He's getting paid.
I mean, I don't really necessarily know how I feel about Power Slap, but UFC BJJ,
Power
like
Slap to me is like, I don't know, bro. I don't know.
people like it. Like I'm not gonna like,
It's like it's like me watching somebody eat like something super unkosher. It's just
yeah.
like I don't really know about this one.
It's
Like
the
that,
dirty,
you guys can have that,
it's the
sure,
dirty
have your thing.
pleasure for people in the combat sports world, but it's not really pleasure.
I guess I feel like it's more of like a hangout thing. Like you go there to chill and talk and like witness
Yeah.
some crazy shit. But like I don't
I
know,
mean,
man.
I would go to one just to meet other UFC fighters.
That's what I'm saying. Like it's a good networking opportunity. But in terms of like it being an actual combat sport on the level of MMA, Muay Thai, Jiu-Jitsu, all of these top level sports, I don't think it's anywhere near it at
No,
all.
but White definitely what I do like, and I've been noticing this trend. It started with the Ultimate Fighter, it went with Power Slap, it went with BJJ. He does a good thing of a road to,
Hmm.
like a road to whatever title or whatever organization, and then he creates a show before he actually does events. And I think that's the smart thing
Hmm.
because like it brings people in. That's how Power Slap and UFC BJJ took it off. UFC BJJ, I think, had like 7 episodes or something. But
Dude,
yeah,
that's how UFC in the first place took off.
exactly.
First season of Tough, they were on the brink of shutting down the company. They had threw in $40 million and it was just bleeding money.
Yeah.
And they have that Stephen Bonner Forrest Griffin fight. Then UFC starts to explode. The formula is there for any promotion that wants it, but very few people, I guess, see it or very few people want to use it. But
Yeah.
Dana's very good at creating a story and then building the fight around the story. A lot of people talk about, oh, I want to see the biggest fights. I want to see the best versus the best. The best versus the best is only a fight that makes sense if you can make a story out of it. They were
Yeah.
always like the best here is rising and the best here is just destroying everybody in their way. And then they're at the top because there's nobody else to fight. And then they have to. That's a good storyline.
Yeah.
If you're just saying, oh, this guy's really good and oh, this guy's really good, people are going to be like, oh, nice, cool. Next. Like people don't really care. If there's a story, people feel involved. And Dana's really good at like pinpointing this
Yeah.
and building fights based off of this.
That's why
Which
he
is
did.
why I think, bro, the whole Paddy Pimblett being in the octagon with Ilia Topuria after Topuria knocked out Oliveira, I think that's horseshit. And I think the fight to make, especially now, we'll talk about this later, but Max Holloway, that's the fight to make.
I think Max and Ilya at lightweight is the fight to make.
So
Really?
I think that's a bigger fight than Aspinall versus
I
John
mean, look,
Jones.
the one thing I will say, and I fucking love Max Holloway, Max needs another win or two before he challenges Ilya again.
Why?
Ilya knocked him out. What are you talking
So,
about?
but this is that was 145. They both moved up,
True.
and
But
Max
you gotta give
Holloway
him
since
time.
then.
And also, Max needs to. Well, Max did just beat Dustin Poirier, who was like the number 4 lightweight.
And last month, Ilya beat, or like 2 months ago, Ilya beat, or no, that was what, like 3 weeks ago?
Yeah.
Yeah, 3 weeks ago. So the timetables are very similar.
What's probably going to happen is in the rankings now, I think Holloway might be maybe 3 because he beat Gaethje, so he's going to go above Gaethje, and Poirier is going to be out of the rankings now. So
Yeah. Dude,
Holloway,
he beat Gaethje, he beat Dustin. Both of those guys were in the top five.
you might agree with this, but Oliveira versus Holloway, and then we have Arman versus Ilya.
You could technically do that, and I'm not against it. My only thing is Holloway already has a knockout win over Oliveira.
Yeah, but that would also sell though, because Oliveira is a fucking beast. And if he,
That's true, but now you have after today, after yesterday, you have Oliveira just got knocked out, and Max Holloway just beat Dustin Poirier.
yeah, maybe you're right. Maybe that is next. I guess we'll have to see on. We'll have
I'm
to.
not certain, but that's definitely up there in terms of their top three fights. I would say the top three fights for the title are going to be um, Arman or Max Holloway, depending on how you look at it, are number one or number two, and then number three is maybe Patty,
Yeah,
maybe Justin Gaethje, maybe.
but yeah,
I think
that's
you do Patty versus Gaethje. I think you do Arman versus Ilya, and then I think you do Holloway versus Oliveira, or Holloway versus Ilya, Gaethje versus Oliveira too, maybe.
yeah. So yeah, and we'll get to talking more about Holloway in a.
Yeah.
But Alan, so
Mm,
before we get on to actually, you know what? I'll do this first. Alan, so the
mm.
two that I actually the only thing that really surprised me on that card for PFL was the main event.
Oh my God. Dude, 9 seconds left in the fight. Costello Van Steenis is down. And he finds the back and puts Johnny Eblen to sleep when
That was
everybody was saying that Eblen is the best middleweight in the world. He's better than everybody outside the UFC. He gets put to sleep by Van Steenis.
yeah, that was crazy, bro.
Van Steenis is a bad motherfucker. People learned who he was yesterday, bro. 9 seconds left to find the sub. Eblen's a dog for not tapping, but 9 seconds left, and Van Steenis put him to sleep. So shout out to Costello Van Steenis. Beautiful work.
Yeah, Costello Van Steenis put his name on the map. I, I'm gonna
Mm.
be honest, I really don't know what he is now. I guess he's the PFL middleweight, not tournament champion, but just champion, I guess at this point.
I
Uh,
think he's a new UFC prospect, if you want
you
to
know
be
what I'm
honest.
thinking, Alan, in
Mm.
terms of PFL for a second before we get into the other stuff?
Mm.
You know what I want to see with PFL? And
Well,
I think this is how they regain themselves a little bit. They need to do a card. So they originally were going to do the Bellator versus PFL. They need to do a card now after every season, uh, champion versus champion, but it's tournament champion versus whoever is holding on to those belts.
I think that's way smarter, and I think that's what
That's probably what they're doing because I mean it'll probably be Costello Van Steenis versus whoever wins the
mhm.
middleweight tournament title.
Absolutely.
Uh, it's very murky waters. PFL definitely has a lot it needs to do.
Absolutely. And that kind of ties into our next organization that we want to talk about,
Oh
Karate
yeah,
Combat. So
definitely.
the way Karate Combat is doing it is the right way. So they just
Karate
had their
Combat.
8 man. Yeah, what were you gonna say?
No. I was going to agree with you. Karate Combat's doing it how PFL should be doing it. So
Absolutely. Dude, they just had their 8 man heavyweight tournament. I know obviously you watched that.
yeah,
But for anybody who didn't, spoiler alert, the PFL the Karate Combat heavyweight tournament champion is now Robelis Spain. He got two knockouts. His first fight, funny enough, went to decision, which is like unheard of with Robelis. And then the semifinal and the final, he got quick knockouts. I saw a video of him after he had two broken hands and a broken foot.
Warrior.
He's a fucking monster. But
Guess what? Guess who he's fighting next?
damn fucking Alvey.
Gonna be a That's gonna be a good one.
Yeah, I think
After
Robelis to Spain does not
Alvey,
take long.
after what Alvey did to Spong, yeah, it's gonna
Yeah.
be.
I agree, but I also think Robelis to Spain is a different monster. I
Yeah,
think Robelis to Spain gets a knockout.
I think he knocks him out too. And
Hmm.
speaking of regarding that, we also had some really two other great fights. Aileen Pereira is now a champion in karate combat.
Hmm.
She she had an amazing performance and won the title. She's now a champion in that organization.
Hmm.
So shout out to her. She did that in the co-main event on the second night. And then in the main event, the lightweight champion fought the interim lightweight champion. Shazeb Rind defeated Louise Rocha for the lightweight title.
That was a crazy fight.
Yeah, that was
Two
a
big names in terms of karate combat, like clout.
yeah. Karate Combat's really they're really making moves, honestly. I think Dana Brown is doing good. Mr.
Dana Brown.
President. I'm not gonna lie. I fucks heavy with President Awesome. I think he's
He's
a
doing it right, bro. He's doing everything right in terms of turning his promotion into like a household name. He's doing
you
everything
know
right on social media. He's getting fighters that left the UFC. That whole roster of the
one
heavyweight tournament,
he's grabbing one fighters. He's grabbing
bro. Chase Sherman. You had Tim Johnson, Chase
Tim Johnson,
Sherman. You had
Zach Pauga,
Robelis Spain. You had who else?
Zach Pauga,
Zach Pauga, former UFC fighter.
Daniel James, former
Daniel James. Um,
Braxton, I think.
yes, yes, yes. Forget his first name, but Braxton. And then there was a couple other guys. Claudio something.
Alan Belcher.
Oh, Alan Belcher, former UFC fighter also. Alan Belcher fought what's his name? Paul Harris, who got kicked out of the UFC for being too violent against his opponents. And he engaged with Paul Harris in the leg locks, which is where Paul Harris was most dangerous. Alan Belcher is no joke. He got eliminated in the first round, but that just shows you how like deep the Karate Combat roster is. Like they
Yeah,
got a lot of really good guys. And I'll
Belcher's a
say
former
this
BKFC heavyweight champion as well.
exactly, Belcher is no joke. And I'll say this. Zach Pauga was the biggest underdog on the in the whole tournament. He was like plus 2100.
Got to the end.
He got to the finals. He got to Robelis to Spain. Robelis to Spain is far bigger than him, so it makes sense that Robelis won. But he got all the way to the finals, so you never know.
Yeah.
They're doing awesome.
Yeah.
I can't overstate this.
Karate
Karate Combat is doing everything right.
everything.
From the way it treats fighters and the relationships that it has with fighters, to the
For their
promotion
app,
on the social media, to their app, to their partnerships, to their distribution channels. As a company, they're doing phenomenally, and I am confident they will be here for a long time to come
oh,
if they keep doing what they're doing right now.
very, very here for a long time. I mean, honestly, them and BKFC are just coming out of nowhere, lightning high pace, like just taking over the world.
Absolutely, but I notice a difference in vibe, right? Like BKFC feels for me like more of like R&B like country music where Karate Combat kind of feels like R&B a little bit. Like I feel
Yeah.
like they're targeting a different demographic. I feel like BKFC is more like cowboy territory, like they're targeting like people.
BKFC gets BKFC's reach is kind of crazy to me though.
Yeah.
Like they've pulled off events in Europe, in in Asia. They've kind of been
Mhm.
everywhere right now, and they always find local names to headline. Like I'm not gonna lie, BKFC is also it's also making a name for himself, and Conor McGregor is definitely helping with that. Like
Absolutely.
he's like an owner now. You got Platinum Mike Perry in there. Yoel Romero just signed to BKFC.
Big one. That's a big signing.
Yeah,
But yeah, Karate Combat's doing all the right things. All right,
yeah.
let's go into the UFC
So
breakdown.
pay-per-view. So where do you want to start? Let's say, you know what? Let's save the best for last. Let's go over these fights that interested us. Alan,
Mm.
we were both a little like unsure about the first fight on the card, but Carly Judice, she came and she played the game. She got a
We
knock.
picked her.
She knocked out. Yeah, we did pick her. She got a
We
knockout.
picked her because she's way taller and rangier than her opponent.
You
She
know
got
what
the
we also
knockout.
didn't know,
Huh.
and it is definitely a big factor. She's a hometown girl. She's from Louisiana and she fought in front of her home crowd. I did
I
not
did
know
not
that.
know that.
Yeah. So she kind of put on a really good performance. Al-
Absolutely.
Also, speaking about performances, and this was actually our first lock of the night.
Bruno Ferreira is a bad motherfucker.
Sub in the first round.
Beautiful, beautiful work. And Jackson McVeigh looked ready to fight, but
Yeah.
it looked like his strategy was a little bit off. I don't think that I would have taken such a heavy approach to fighting somebody like Bruno Silva. I think I would have wanted him to gas out a little bit and try to drag him into deeper waters where he doesn't usually go. But
Yeah.
whatever, it's easy to say as an observer from the sidelines. Bruno showing once again, bro, he is not just
Oh,
a
wow.
striker.
Yeah, he's an all-around guy. He's the full package.
Absolutely. His gas tank may or may not exist, but doesn't seem like he needs it.
Yeah, it really doesn't seem like he needs it, to be honest.
Mhm.
Showed us then again why he's on these cards.
Absolutely.
Also, heavyweight division, Ryan Superman Span also gets a
Well,
first sub over Lucas Brzeski.
that was a crazy guillotine, bro. That was like a modified power guillotine. He wasn't choking him with his forearm. He choked him with his whole bicep meat fucking in the throat. It was deep. Pause. No Diddy. And and Span looked really good.
Yeah. Spawn put on a great performance, great sub. He made himself known in the heavyweight division again. His first outing didn't go as planned, but now he's here and he's in the division.
Absolutely. Absolutely. He looked really good. He looked way more in shape for this fight than his last fight too.
Yeah,
So
dude. Didn't really look like he looked kind of fat in the last one.
yeah, but in this one he just looked big, you
Big
know,
and lean. Yeah.
big, lean, muscular. He's fucking beast. Another submission. Right after that, we had Jimmy Crute, who
Alan called this one. Called the lock on
called the
this.
shit from a fucking mile away. Man, sometimes it pays to listen, sometimes it pays to listen. But Jimmy Crute was always a lock. His boxing is better. Marcin Prachnio, he only has really a threat with the kicks, but Jimmy Crute is a wrestler also. He knows how to wrestle. And he knows how to wrestle better than Marcin Prachnio knows how to stop takedowns. Jimmy Crute got down there. He broke Marcin Prachnio's arm. The elbow popped. He got him with he got him with also an armbar. I think this one and Bruno Ferreira were both arm bars. Bruno Ferreira's armbar was nasty, bro. Absolutely fucking nasty. But
First round subs in a row, bro.
three, yeah, yeah, yeah. And bro, three first round subs. So Jimmy Crute looked really good. Marcin Prachnio couldn't really get his confidence or his distance, but shout out both men. It was entertaining while it lasted. This is our last early prelim, and it's our fifth consecutive finish.
And guess what? Your boy here called it. Islam Dulatov.
Yeah, bro. We were
Uh,
both right, bro. We knew how dangerous this dude
yeah.
is.
Islam
Talk talk
Dulatov.
about this, bro.
Islam Dulatov was a lock in this fight. The only reason we did not put him as a lock was because it was his UFC debut.
Hmm.
So, but yeah, he kind of proved it to everyone. The guy has scary knockout power. Um, I, I think he put the whole division on notice at welterweight with that. So, did he get performance? I don't think so. Did he?
I'm not certain, but I do know that tomorrow morning he's back to modeling. So shout
Yeah,
out to
Versace
Dulatov.
model, bro.
Yeah, bro,
Shout
doing
out
it
to
all.
Islam Dulatov. Shout out to Islam Dulatov for that. That's great. But
This
yeah,
combination of jobs usually does not work out. Model, MMA fighter, they kind of
he's not a
directly
bad looking
conflict, but
dude though.
uh,
Like from being from the Dagestan area, he's not bad looking in my
the
opinion.
Dagestan area, bro, he's from Chechnya. Put some respect on that name. He's from Grozny.
Islam Dula. I
He's a
wonder
beast, bro.
I wonder if he's also forced to take photos that look like you're being held hostage with the leader of Chechnya.
Probably not, because he lives in Germany and he's a supermodel for Versace. Probably not.
But
If I had
yeah,
to guess.
So now on to our normal prelims. Our other lock also went through with
Oh my God.
Atiba Gautier. I'm sorry, Alan.
Bro, sixth straight finish on the card.
This guy is walking in Francis Ngannou's shoes, and they're from the same
Absolutely.
they're from Cameroon. So Atiba is the middleweight Francis now, for now.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Ateba is he's doing all the right things. This man is massive. I have no idea how he makes 185. He looks like he should be weighing around like 230. He is huge, bro. Shout out to the guy who beat him, bro. Oh my God. To have
Yeah.
a win over a guy like this is fucking insane.
Who did beat him and when?
That his second pro fight ever by decision. Um,
The name of that
a
guy.
guy named Glenn Williams, who was 0-0. It was his first pro MMA fight. He beat Ateba. That's a crazy win. Crazy. But Ateba obviously has learned and grown from them. So
Yeah.
he looked incredible. I would not be surprised if we see him with somebody like RoboCop next.
Yeah. Oh my God, that'd be crazy.
That
Him
would be
versus
a fucking insane fight. Can you imagine? Holy shit.
yeah. Atiba has to get booked against the top immediately.
I agree with you. I
And
agree.
our next fight at welterweight was between Francisco Prado and Nikolai Varenikov. We kind of called this one. We called Nikolai getting it done.
Your
Alan,
boy called it. Your boy fucking called it. What did I
I
say?
did, but yes, it was your boy Alan that led the charge with this one. Nikolai Varenikov won by split decision against Francisco Prado. It was a good fight.
Vidityanikov. Nikolai Vidityanikov. That's a crazy last name. It was a great fight while it lasted, but Nikolai just had too much height and too much reach, bro. At a certain point, when you have that much height and reach and you know how to fight, it becomes more and more like easy to use. The
Yeah.
advantage he had there was just insane.
Nikolai
5'10" versus 6'1", and then you have the reach disparity was what's the reach? Let me try to find the stats real quick.
Nikolai had a
Okay, so it's a 74-inch reach for Vedetynikov and a 69-inch reach for Prado. That's a 5-inch reach disparity. 5 inches in reach is a lot, and it was a split decision. So
yeah, Varenikov has made a comeback after his loss to Austin Vanderford.
absolutely he did. Absolutely he did. He is back. He
Who
looks
we're going to see
good.
Vanderford next, by the way. Just a little sidetrack, but
A welterweight.
I kind of want to see him get booked soon.
Who'd you have him fight? Kevin
That's tough.
Holland?
It's not a bad one. It's not bad. I mean, Kevin,
Just throwing ideas out there.
so why not? But Alan,
Mm,
I like using this term, so I'm going to stick with it. To our prelim co-main, our featured prelim co-main, we got Marvin Vittori and Brendan Allen, who won Fight of the Night honors, by the way.
absolutely. Well
Both,
deserved. Kind of controversial over the main event, but I understand it.
yeah, no, it was a great fight by them. Brendan Allen got the UD victory.
Mhm.
Marvin Vittori came out tough as expected. Both guys came with something to prove, and it won Fight of the Night for a reason over the main event. So
Absolutely. Absolutely. Shout out Marvin Vittori.
shout out
You
to
know,
both. Also,
he didn't have to take this fight. He's going through some insanely
yeah,
difficult
shout out to
family stuff.
shout out to
His
Marvin
Hold
Vittori.
on 1 second. Oh, 1 second, 1 second. We got to just put some focus on Vittori for a second because
That's what I was gonna do.
what he's going through is very, very sad and very you know, he lost his brother. He didn't have to take this fight at all. I think he was above Brendan Allen in the rankings. He took this fight anyway, and um, he put on a show. You
Yeah.
know, he put on a show for the fans,
Hey,
and
listen,
he might not have won, but
he didn't
it's
win, but he won Fight of the Night, so you could dedicate that into your brother's honor, and may he rest in.
absolutely. May he
So,
rest in peace, man. May he rest in peace.
Marvin Vittori, shout out to you. You might not have gotten the victory, but you won Fight of the Night for your brother, and I think that's a win in itself.
And you
So
won the respect of the fans also.
yeah,
You're a beast, bro. Keep your
Marvin
chin
might
up.
be 19-9, but dude's still a killer. I hope he gets a good fight lined up next. He
Me
deserves
too.
it.
Yeah,
Brendan Allen also showing out in front of his home crowd as a man of Louisiana. So shout out to Brendan
absolutely.
Allen. Great fight between these two, but it
Yeah.
wasn't the featured prelim. It was the prelim co-main. The featured prelim, though. Allen kind of called this one on the dot. Vinicius Oliveira won a dominating performance by UD against Kyler Phillips. Wow. Vinicius Oliveira is a contender.
I been said that now you're gonna be able to prove me wrong on a lot of my main card picks, but this one, I call that shit on the fucking money. He beat Ricky Simon before this. Before that, he beat some really freaking good guys. Who else did he beat? Vinicius Oliveira. He got knockout of the year contender against Sopai. You remember that?
Yeah, that was pretty crazy.
He beat
Vinicius
Said Nurmagomedov. He beat Ricky
beat
Simon.
Saeed.
Yeah, and he beat what's it called? Bernardo Sopai. That was last year with what was probably one of the best knockouts of the year. Kyler Phillips is really good. His most recent opponent, super talented fighter, super technical, super fun to watch. But so is Vinicius. The only difference is Vinicius has more of a stalker and I'm gonna fucking kill you mentality. He does
Yeah,
not give a fuck where you're from. He does not care who you are. Does not care your background. He just wants to hurt you. He wants to go in there and bully you. He's more aggressive. And when you have two guys that are kind of on a similar skill level, that aggression goes a long way. Right? That aggression goes a very long way. And that's exactly what we saw, which is why I picked Vinicius to win in the first place. I didn't think that he would finish him. I thought if he did finish him, it would be by knockout, but I didn't think he would get the finish. And it looks like freaking my rationale got me somewhere, you know? So,
yeah.
wow.
No, Vinicius Oliveira featured prelim winner. I can't wait to see what he does next. Hopefully, in my opinion, it's the top 15.
Yeah.
Uh, I think that's way overdue. But Alan,
Mm.
holy shit, for this first fight on the main card, we kind of got our asses handed to us. Overall, we actually on the prelims we went 9-0, and the main card we went 0-5. So
It's always some
it's
bullshit like that.
always
Always some
bullshit.
bullshit.
But yeah, I mean, our first incorrect pick was, and we kind of missed this by a long shot. Michael Johnson got the unanimous decision victory over Daniel Zellhuber, a minus 900 favorite. Michael Johnson, wow. Like, he kind of proved us wrong, bro.
I'll say this. I'm not surprised that of all people, it's Michael Johnson. I'm
Yeah.
not surprised. You
Michael
have
Johnson
Michael
was
Johnson
pretty
who
crazy.
beats the best guys, like knocks out Dustin Poirier, beats Tony Ferguson in his prime, basically, and then loses to, I don't know.
Gaethje destroyed him.
Yeah, but he loses to like guys. The whole thing about Michael Johnson is he loses to guys that are not that or that are not that good, but he beats the shit out of guys that are insane, you know? Hence, it makes sense. He got
Yeah.
knocked out by Diego Ferreira, but he dropped Daniel Zellhuber. You know what I'm saying?
He knocked out Ottoman Azaitar.
Yeah, he lost the decision to Jamie Mullarkey, but he
Dude,
he knocked out Dustin Poirier. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, but Michael Johnson right now, he's on a three-fight win streak.
Yeah.
So I think
Yeah.
he's angling himself back towards the top. I mean, Michael Johnson,
Doing good.
yeah, doing good. He kind of stopped Daniel Zellhuber in his tracks. I did not see that coming. So shout out to Michael Johnson for still being OG of the game.
Yeah. His record's not pretty, but bro, when it matters, he wins. So
25-19, yeah. I mean, he's lining himself up for another top 15 tilt hope soon, I think,
yeah.
or he's someone on the edge of there. And then our next uh lock that did not come to fruition. We had Dan Ige.
Fuck, bro. What the fuck is it with these Bellator fighters, man? I can't.
Patricio Pitbull came out and kind of dominated. I mean,
He
kind of
won all 3 rounds, in my opinion.
yeah. Patricio took him. Yeah,
I'm never betting on Danny Gay again. Every time I bet on him to win, he loses. Every time I bet on his opponent, he knocks them out.
yeah.
What the fuck? What the
Ige,
fuck?
Ige's a dog of this game, but Patricio Pitbull is now 37-8. He's
hmm
uh he's 1-1 in the UFC now.
Bro, 37-8 is such a fucking ridiculous record.
Yeah,
You 37 men stood in front of you and you beat them.
yeah.
8 of them stood in front of you and you couldn't beat them.
I think Jose Aldo's is better.
It was Jose Aldo's.
He was like 30 something and 7 or 8, like all around the same as Pitbull. So
Let me see. Well, now we have to fact check you.
yeah, we got
Jose Aldo record. Okay. His record is 32 and 10.
10.
32 and 10,
I thinking about someone else.
maybe. I'm gonna say this though. In the post-fight press conference, they asked Pitbull, "Who do you want next?" He's like, "I only want Aaron Pico."
That's smart.
They're like, "Oh, do you want Aaron Pico to fight somebody?" And then if he wins, then he gets to challenge you because you already have a win in the UFC. He's like, "That's not necessary." He's like, "That's not necessary for him to fight somebody else and then fight me. Fight me right now." Which is kind of gangster. He's like, "No, he doesn't have to fight anybody else. He can fight me."
I mean, Mr. Pullout, Movsari Valov pulled out again.
Yeah.
So definitely
Nine
not gonna.
fights in the UFC, 11 pulls out by Evloev. I don't know what the fuck is going on his time on his side, but it's just if you want a title shot, you gotta fight. You gotta
Yeah,
be active, and people have to see you, and they have to associate some kind of
yeah.
greatness with your name.
But
Otherwise, you're just not gonna get it, no matter how many times you win.
oh no, but Pitbull, I would like to see Pitbull Pico, maybe main card PPV or co-main fight night. Maybe hopefully 5 rounds.
I'd like to see that 5 rounds. I would love to see that. Um, I'm not certain if that's what UFC is gonna do. Very possible, but. Pico, I thought they wanted to schedule him for next month or they want to get him fighting soon. So I don't know if Pitbull can turn around that fast, but if he can, I'm interested to see that fight. I'd love to
Yeah,
see it. Why not?
definitely. And then Alan, our featured fight of the night, we had Kevin the Trailblazer Holland and Daniel Rodriguez. D-Rod shocked a lot of people. He got the unanimous decision win over Kevin Holland. D-Rod also won me $20.
Yeah, I'm
I
not
put
happy
I
with
put a
that
I
one.
put a $2 bet on D-Rod winning by UD at plus 900 and I got $20. So
Nice, nice. That's the fuck, dude. What the fuck? I
I mean,
don't understand. Dan Ige and Daniel Rodriguez are the same type of fighter for me. Anytime I bet on them, they lose. Anytime I bet on their opponent, they win. So
yeah.
I can't bet on them. I can't bet on either one of those
Rod,
guys.
I've always liked this style. Happy he got the comeback. Kevin Holland isn't going anywhere. He's a fucking dog. Uh,
How many fights does Kevin Holland have in the UFC? Let me just check this because it's got to be some kind of record.
yeah, it's
He
gotta
has, let's see, he has in the UFC 15 wins, 11 losses, one no contest. That's 26, 27 fights in the UFC. 27 fights in the UFC. He was signed like right during or before COVID. 27 fights in 5 years, in 6 years.
that's really insane.
Crazy. Crazy, bro. Crazy.
He's a trailblazer for a reason.
Absolutely, bro. He's gonna be the first UFC fighter to get to 100 fights.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah, I don't know
He's
about
just such a dog.
which ones will be in the win or lose column, but
I
it'll
don't
get.
think it matters. He'll always be entertaining to watch.
You know what was entertaining to watch, and uh, for those who don't know, Alan's pick of this fight
You're gonna
was.
give me so much shit for this right now. I love
Oh
it.
yeah,
Bring it
but
on. Bring it on.
okay, so basically on our last episode, you can go and find this episode. Alan says that he has Paulo Costa to win the fight. Paulo Costa did win the fight, but the day of the fight, I asked Alan, okay, for our picks and locks, who do you got in the co-main? Roman Kopylov, he says. I'm like, are
I
you sure?
circled Roman. I said, okay,
I said,
I
are you
circled.
sure? Are you sure? And I'm like, you said something different on the pod. He's like, no, I know. I think Kopylov wins.
Yo, okay. I I woke up, Simkai sends me this list of picks, and I
It's
make my selection. And I'm like, you know what? Roman Kopylov is probably more likely to win, which I think is reasonable, okay? Changing your mind is fine. But I still was like, Costa needs to win this one, otherwise he's basically out of the rankings and maybe even out of the UFC. And he hasn't been looking bad. He's just been fighting like former champions. So I kind of switched it to Kopylov, but like I was still more
not kind of. He switched it.
kind of. If you check my parlays, I had Paulo Costa winning. Where is
Okay,
it?
so you know what? Since you guessed it and you didn't guess it, it cancels each other out, so nothing
I
happens.
don't know if that's how I don't know if that's how it works. I was right on the podcast and I was right in my parlays. Let's see my parlays. I don't remember.
But yeah, Paulo Costa, the Eraser, definitely a good performance by him in this fight against Kopylov. I
Yeah,
enjoy. Uh, Alan enjoyed being half right.
I'll take it. I'll take half right.
But yeah, I mean, great co-main though. Paulo is definitely still a dangerous
Bro,
individual.
he looked like the eraser again. That's exactly what everyone's been wanting to see. He
Do
fucking popped off.
you know what someone was saying? I think it was DC that was saying, "Oh, remember the Costa we used to see like when he was fighting Romero and he was just like a fucking tank like there?
Mhm.
That's the Costa we need." And we kind of got a glimpse of that.
Absolutely, which gives me hope because I was kind of like I don't know. I also kind of thought that it was just like the downward. Yeah, we passed the peak of Costa's career. Maybe he's on the downside, but now I'm not so sure. Costa's really freaking good.
We can't really write him off. Remember, he almost knocked out Whitaker. Like
Absolutely.
he almost
With a
knocked out.
wheel kick,
Yeah, he almost knocked out Whitaker.
he's
And
still a
he,
very good fighter, but his biggest problem is the mental. If he has that shit under control, we're good.
yeah. You know what you know who, and we all know who he called out. He has a grudge for Hamzat. Apparently, Hamzat sent his wife like a very, I don't know what the details of the message was, but it
He
was,
he DM'd his girl, bro. He DM'd his girl, just like McGregor and Jolie and all that. And
yeah.
Paulo's not happy. And then Costa comes out and says, "Oh, she slid her my messages first, dude." Oh,
Well,
so
Paulo, I hope you get to the top again and can fight Hamzat. I would definitely watch that fight.
let's
Uh,
see, bro. Let's see. Let's
yeah.
see. Some people are saying DDP is gonna win. Some people are like somebody we just interviewed earlier today.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I kind of agree with Raphael. DDP, like he's a dark horse of that division. Like I think
But he's the champion. How can you be the dark horse if you're the champion?
you could still be a dark horse as a champion.
I think the whole concept of dark horse implies that you're like a contender, but you're not the champion yet. Then nobody's really paying attention to you. But how can you be that if you're already the champion?
That's true.
You know? That's just my thinking. I could be wrong. But I will say this. There is nobody more dangerous in the first round than Khamzat Chimaev. If DDP does not mind his P's and Q's, he is getting out of there. He's
Screwed.
going home early.
He is getting screwed if
Like
especially
DD, yeah,
if Hamza gets him if Hamza gets him down, he's done.
round one, bro, there's no fucking surviving that. I'm sorry, I don't give a fuck who you are. There is no surviving Khamzat in the first round. Like if
Yeah.
he gets a hold of you, you are basically done. And with the
Well,
difference in the grappling experience, like
yeah.
I'm going Khamzat round one.
Unless you're Gilbert Burns, but yeah.
Absolutely. But Gilbert Burns is also like a multiple time jiu-jitsu black belt world champion. You know what I'm saying?
I
Like
feel like
Gilbert Durinho is not just a regular grappler, which is why they kept it mostly on the feet, which is why he was able to land.
I feel like DDP will be able to survive the first round. Maybe he'll get like damaged, but
Mhm.
I don't know. That's my prediction for that. That's our next pay-per-view, so tune in for that. It's gonna be
Absolutely. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, gonna be crazy. Also, I told Alan about this, but the co-main is TBD. It has not been announced yet. So hopefully we'll get
Mhm.
an announcement for an amazing fight to co-headline that event. But Alan,
Absolutely.
now the real reason why we're all here. Uh our main event for UFC 318. As a fan, I can just say it was art.
Thrill of victory, the agony of defeat. Um, a lot of opinions about the way in which Dustin decided to go out, announcing his retirement before this fight, as opposed to just taking this fight and then retiring. Um, Yeah, I get it. I get it. Once you make it public like this, then you coming back, you kind of look like a dickhead in front of all the fans. So that kind of acts as like a incentive not to come back. And so I get why he did it. He probably like he obviously loves the feeling of walking to the cage. So to make himself not do that again, I guess you have to set like a public, make it known to the public, I'm not coming back. That's probably why he did it. I see like I get it. Um, because like if you retire just right after your last fight, you're like, I'm done. You're like, actually, I changed my mind. I'm coming back. That you leave the door open a little bit. He didn't leave the door open. Max Holloway though, I think he stole the show. Max Holloway just so fucking good, bro. So fucking good. That second round was so entertaining. He drops Dustin. Dustin drops him. Dustin almost knocks him out. He clips him, snags the gilly, hops the gilly, and holds Max and ground and pounds him until the end of the round. That round was so much fun to watch.
Yeah, I mean, it was a great fight overall, a great trilogy. Max got his revenge. He's still 2-1. He's still 1-2, but he's won. So he
E-
definitely,
Each time they fought, Max looked bigger and Max looked better. First time, Dustin was the first person to finish Holloway. Second time, they went to I think it was a
yeah,
split decision.
close.
This time, it was a unanimous decision across the board for Holloway. So he got better and better each time. And this is the first BMF title fight to
Defense.
go the distance, and he's the first person to defend the BMF belt. So Max Holloway just stays breaking records. He is a
Yeah.
Hall of Famer if I've ever seen one.
Alan, you know what I will say? Like, and I'm gonna say this in a good way. I'm glad you were wrong that in the way because you kind of wanted best case scenario for both of them to retire tonight. I'll
Mhm.
be completely honest. Max has a lot in the goddamn tank left.
Yeah, he proved me the fuck wrong. I don't know what I was thinking by saying that. I was super wrong. Max Holloway looked incredible. In fact, I think he should be next for the title shot. That's how much I was wrong. I think he should fight Ilya next because I think at lightweight that fight goes completely differently.
Yeah.
Completely differently.
But
Max
like,
looked so much bigger, so much more powerful, so much healthier at lightweight. I don't know how he ever made 145 or how the fuck he became champion
who
and a
would
dominant champion there
who would he fight for the BMF belt though? Like, who would challenge him for that belt?
at lightweight.
You know what I was thinking?
What?
Like, I don't think it's gonna happen, but I mean, he's not ranked anymore. Maybe McGregor, if he ever comes back. Probably not though.
Honestly, I was kind of thinking that too. McGregor, I could see McGregor doing it. I could see Chandler doing it, and I could see
Yeah.
Patty the Batty doing it. That's basically the clout belt. You got clout, you fight for that belt.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if he would move up to welterweight. Holloway,
Mhm.
probably not. Uh, I could
Probably
also,
not.
yeah, but yeah, that's what I would say for lightweight. Maybe. Well, actually, I don't know if put this in my head, but Hooker and that would be a great one.
Yo, I was just thinking that.
Raphael put
Yo,
that in my head, and I can't unsee it now. Dan Hooker fighting for the BMF belt. Yeah,
they
the
kind of wanted to do that when Gaethje was going to defend his. I think they were kind of thinking of throwing Hooker in there for the BMF belt too,
don't forget Hooker and Poirier is one of the greatest fights of like we've ever
of
seen.
all time.
It was Chael's son, and when they asked him about Dustin's favorite moment, he's like, "I can never forget that fight. Like no one can."
No one. The fact that it was during COVID and you can hear each of those punches.
That was the greatest COVID fight ever. Like that was
Absolutely.
like yeah. But Alan,
Mm.
yeah, so that's our UFC 318 card. I before we head out, I want to ask you though, fighter of the weekend. It could be in boxing, MMA. Fighter of the weekend.
Okay. Yeah. Boxing, Joseph Parker is going to put
Joseph
up a good
Parker?
fight. I think it's going to go to decision, but Alexander Usyk is going to stay the heavyweight champion for a while, for until he decides to retire. He is my boxer of the week, and then in terms of MMA, um, you got my top three. All right, you got Max Holloway number two, number one. Number two, you got Dustin Poirier. Number three, you got Costello Vanstinas.
Yeah.
You
I would
have to
say my
give him some
box
fucking props, bro.
my
He put
boxing
Johnny Eblen to sleep.
my boxing fighter of the weekend would probably be Alexander Usyk, but
Hmm.
I also want to shout out Manny Pacquiao.
Absolutely, absolutely. That's another one. He has to be like number two.
Yeah. And then for MMA, I would say my I would say Max Holloway is two, Dustin Poirier is three. Someone that really, really surprised me, and kind of Atiba, man. Like Atiba Gautier, like
Yeah,
you do not want to fuck with that guy. You do not want to like be in a dark alley with that guy. You will die. You,
you don't want to be in any type of confrontation with that man. That man has heavyweight power. The way he hits people is like reminds me of Uriah Hall when Uriah Hall was younger. Like fucking insane power.
yeah. So that's my fighter. My UFC fighter of the night, though, if I had to just go with UFC, it would definitely be Dustin Poirier.
I thought you just said a table.
Well, that was top three. If we're doing just UFC, okay. You know what? Smart guy. Okay. Okay.
Yo,
Atiba.
it's your picks.
Okay. Atiba Gautier definitely was my first pick. But just because of nostalgia and because I won't be seeing him fight anymore and my life is now a dark void, is Dustin Poirier is no longer fighting. That was
Yeah.
the beautiful last dance of the diamond.
Mhm.
Had to it was a beautiful one. I mean, we're definitely gonna miss Dustin Poirier in the octagon. I mean, some of the best fights I've ever seen.
Absolutely.
I became a UFC fan, hardcore UFC fan in college, maybe like early college, and that was Poirier like prime time. So Dustin Poirier has been one of my favorites since I first started this foray into the UFC. I
Mhm.
wish him nothing but the best in retirement. He is a forever legend, a Hall of Famer. And
Absolutely.
Lloyd, get me some hot sauce, please. Get me some
I got you,
Poirier.
bro.
Get me
I
some.
got you. I'll get you Creole maple. That shit slaps so hard, bro.
Wait,
Oh
that's
my
that's
God.
one of his things.
Creole maple. I'm putting you on. Best hot sauce I think I've ever had.
It's Poirier's.
Yeah.
Oh fuck yeah. Well, shout out to the Diamond. I'm glad he got to go the way he did. Even if he
Hmm.
didn't win, he fought in front of Louisiana. He brought a pay-per-view to Louisiana. I
And
mean,
he made them go so crazy that they couldn't hear the final bell. So
yeah. I
he
mean,
touched a lot of people's lives, and we're among them. And thank you, Dustin. We hope you have a very happy and healthy retirement.
yeah. Also, Dustin, future congratulations. Dustin Poirier will be having a son at some point in the future.
Tutu,
So,
knock on wood, everything goes well.
R2,
And
R2 Diamond, Dustin
imagine
Poirier.
explaining to your little son that you were Dustin the Diamond Poirier.
That kid's gonna, uh, if Dustin teaches that kid how to fight, that kid's gonna
Absolutely, he's going to teach him how to fight.
he's gonna destroy the future for sure. He's gonna be like the king. Imagine, because McGregor has like a newborn son, his son versus, oh, that'd be good.
Matchmaking 25 years in advance.
Hey, man. But yeah, so that's it for our coverage of This weekend, we had our amazing UFC 318 event in New Orleans. Uh,
Absolutely.
NFL hit South Africa with the African season starting. Pretty good talent on there. The heavyweight
Hmm.
tournament has finished in Karate Combat, and now we have a next challenger for Sam Alvey.
Hmm.
That's going to be a great fight.
Yep. Aline Perez won a title in Karate Combat. She's a beast. Yeah, a lot of things happening, a lot of moving pieces, but we will be back later this week to give you all
Yeah,
the coverage on everything coming up.
yeah, we'll be back later this week. We got a pretty good card for this upcoming weekend. I believe
Hmm.
it is a fight that me and Alan have actually been talking about for a couple of months now.
Whitaker versus Reinier the Ritter.
Whitaker versus
Oh
De
my
Ridder.
God.
Uh, yeah, I mean, okay, there's one fight, like, I will get into it more next week, but I don't know about you. I'm fucking hyped for Marcus McGee and Piotr Jan.
That's gonna be a sleeper fight. That fight is super good.
Yeah. There's a lot of ranked fights on this card, by the way.
Absolutely. And we'll break all of them down later on this week. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been what, the 33rd, 34th podcast?
32nd.
32nd podcast. So thank you for sticking with us this far, and we will see you here later this week. Love yous. Catch you soon. Peace.